welcome back to the Pro Sports Podcasters. My name is Corbert Ronde. Today I'm here with
Wallace-Bruce.
And we're going to cover the NFL. We're going to go basically division by division and pick our winners for each division in the 2021 season. We're going to begin with the AFC because, let's be honest, it's pretty easy to pick.
Is it?
Is it, though? Is it? Well, I'll find out in a second on this week's episode. So, we're going to start with the AFC East, and Nee, what's your impression?
Well, it was a bit of a shake-up because Cam Newton was the quarterback from New England, and then cut-down day came around, and he was released early in the day. Maybe it's because of the vaccination, maybe it's because of his haircut. Bill Belichick's a hard man to please. Anyway, know this. Mac Jones is the quarterback for week 1 and beyond, but that doesn't matter. The Buffalo Bills are still winning the division. Yeah,
it didn't really cause me to hesitate that, oh no, Mac Jones is starting. Maybe I should adjust my rankings. Well, not going to happen. I've still got the Patriots second last in the AFC East, and I've got the Bills winning it as well.
Okay. Who's second in that division?
Miami Dolphins.
Okay. All right.
Now let's go on to the AFC North. So in the AFC North, the perennial favorites by most analysts this season is actually the Cleveland Browns. I'm not lying. The perennial favorites are the Cleveland Browns. On paper, the Browns look phenomenal. But are they my pick to win the division? No, they are not. My actual pick to win the division is the Baltimore Ravens. Who you got?
I would have agreed with you with the Baltimore Ravens. However, the injury to J.K. Dobbins is significant for me. I think teams are going to really force Lamar Jackson to throw. I know he has Rashad Bateman there as a wide receiver now, but they're going to load the box and challenge him to throw. I like the Cleveland Browns. They have Jadeveon Clowney added in addition to a bolstered offense. They're the team to beat in the AFC North.
I also like the pickup of JOK in the draft. He's looked phenomenal in the preseason. He's a great ad for them. I just don't think they're ready yet to win the division. I like Baltimore. Yes, J.K. Dobbins went down, but do not be surprised if you see someone the likes of Le'Veon Bell or Todd Gurley or whatever on their roster to start the season. So very soon they're going to hire a veteran. I guarantee it, and that's going to be enough to take the load off of Lamar. And again, you and I have talked about this. Lamar Jackson is my MVP favorite for this season.
All right. What's his space?
Let's go on to AFC West.
Your favorite division, Cobe, in the AFC. And look, Denver, that's his team. They're going to be good. They're going to have a plus 500 record when it's all said and done. But this is still Patrick Mahomes' division, right? They're going to have that offensive line that they needed in the Super Bowl that they missed. They're going to have it bolstered. It'll be back. Our homie from Montreal, Devin Tardif, will be back. It's the Kansas Chiefs winning that division. Cole, who do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I hate picking the Chiefs, right? I can't stand this motion. It just bothers me. But I got to go with the Chiefs. They're still the top dogs in the division. Denver should look a lot better this season. I like the fact they're running with Bridgewater. Less likely to blow games up like Locke had a tendency to do at times. But are they that ready yet? No, not yet. And to be honest, I mean, the second year under Herbert, I don't see that being a big step up, to tell you the truth. They should have a decent season, but not a great one, and the Raiders are still the bottom of the pile. Got to go with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right.
One more division, Cove.
The South.
Yes.
Another easy division to pick, at least in my opinion. Maybe not yours, but in mine, it's the Titans all the way. I do not see any other team challenging them for the division lead here. Could another team make the playoffs? Potentially, yes. But win the division? Tennessee Titans all day.
Yeah, I mean, this division is the worst division in the AFC. I don't care what anyone says. Houston might get 1 win. Jacksonville might get 2 wins. Not division wins. Wins over the whole schedule. Right? So those two are out of the picture. Then you have the Colts with an iffy offensive line. Quentin Nelson's gimpy. Carson Wentz has already got his annual injury. It's not the same Colts. They're going to be relying on their defense a lot. Tennessee Titans, I don't even like the defense, but they're going to win because they're run heavy, they control the clock, and they have what it takes to move the ball when pressured.
Yeah, they got proven winners on offense, right? These are proven winners. These guys are going to go back to the show again. It's just the way it is. So they're taking this division. There's no real competition for them. Some people are saying that the Colts have an outside chance, way outside my spectrum of vision, I'll tell you that for much. Maybe the Colts make the playoffs. Like, I could give them maybe a possible playoff berth, but that's about it. That being said, who do we have, or who do you have, say, as the three playoff wild cards?
The remaining teams know what. Okay, so it's not coming from, I don't think it's coming from the South.
Nope.
I think you're going to get a team from the North for sure. So if it's not Ravens, it'll be Cleveland. So if one and then the other.
You don't like Pittsburgh to get
I don't like Pittsburgh to get about 500.
Okay.
I think they've had such a golden record of having winning seasons. This is going to be the season where they get caught out. And Mike Tomlin might be under pressure because of the way they've recruited players this season.
Okay.
So one of them is going to come from the AFC North. The other one will come from the AFC West. It'll be Denver.
Okay.
Watch this space. Remember that. And then the third one. Miami is a wild card, right? With Tua.
I think Miami's got a chance primarily because, you got 2 wins over New York.
Yep. So it's going to be one of these 3 teams for that last wild card. It's going to be Miami, New England, or Indianapolis.
I can agree with that. I can fully agree with
All
that.
right.
Because the other teams are really too far out. There's an outside chance if Herbert takes the next step and that defense really shows up. There's an outside chance of the Los Angeles Chargers taking a wild card spot.
Yep.
So I'll give them a chance too.
Yeah.
But your first statement is closer to true, I would say. Now let's move on to the NFC. This is the tough conference, in my opinion. This is a conference that it's much harder to pick than the AFC. I think combined, we are going to have picked all of the actual division winners in the AFC. I'd be very surprised if we didn't, at least one of us pick one.
Yeah.
When you get to the NFC, it's a totally different story. And let's start with the toughest division in football, and that's the NFC West. The NFC West includes me, Wallace-Bruce's favorite team, the San Francisco 49ers, so I let him kick it off. Who you got there?
Yeah, look, this is the toughest division in football, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be the Arizona Cardinals that win that division. I still think Cliff Kingsbury has some
work to do.
Prove. Yep. It's going to be iffy for them. Seattle, as much as I like what they've done to appease Russell Wilson in recent years, they still haven't done it completely. I still think they dropped a few games. They could potentially miss the playoffs. We'll get to that later. It's the Rams and the 49ers. And when you look at the schedules, it's going to be easier for the 49ers to run the division and take care of the other teams outside the division. So I'm taking the 49ers on that basis. Right? Matthew Stafford has to adjust to a new offense. I know McVay is an offensive wizard, allegedly, but the Rams have a weak linebacking core. They can be run on. They cut Michael Kaiser, so they must believe in Ernest Jones, the rookie. But teams will run on the Rams, and the 49ers are primed to win that division. What do you think?
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm a fan of the Seahawks. That's my NFC team. The Seahawks have made the playoffs, it seems like, every single year since Russell's been there. I think they'll make the playoffs again this year, even though they did not improve much in the offseason. But will they win the division? No, they will not win the division. I have a sneaking feeling that 3 teams are going to make the playoffs out of this division. But the team that wins the division, I'm going with the LA Rams. I think the addition of Matt Stafford over the capabilities of Jared Goff puts them over the top, combined with their defensive pressure they can create in the front with perennial defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. Really, I just think this is a good year for the Rams to take that next step, win the division, and go pretty deep in the playoffs. But I like the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers based on the strength of their schedule, how easy their schedule is for them to move up. And I would not put it out of the realm of possibility that the 49ers do win the division because of how easy their schedule is.
For sure.
But I do like the Rams. All right, let's go on to the South.
All right, NFC South.
Easy one to pick.
Yeah, it's going to be the Buccaneers. It's going to be the Super Bowl champions. I mean, they've run it back with offense and defense. Everyone has come back. Antonio Brown looks like he's going to play.
The whole team's vaccinated.
That's a win, so there'll be no...
So I got to agree with you. I'm going to go with the Bucs as well. Mm-hmm. I think not just that the Bucs are bringing back the Super Bowl team, but that the other teams in the division really haven't improved much. If anything, they've downgraded some.
Yeah, they regressed.
Right? So it's just going to be an easier walk for the Buccaneers. And it's funny, I mean, last year we had this conversation. Both of us were all in on the New Orleans Saints, which you really should have been. But once again, the Saints fell short. And now they're starting a season with a new man under center. It's going to be Jameis Winston. We got to see what he can do. It's been a while since he's actually started a game. Mm-hmm. So if you got to go with the Bucs there.
Yep.
All right. North.
NFC North, the Jeopardy division.
This one's a bit tougher.
Yeah, because the chalk play here is to say, oh, it's Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers is back, but he's not happy. We know this.
Yeah.
I actually think, you'll probably be shocked when I say this, but I actually think it'll be the Bears that will be in the frame to win the division.
The Bears under Justin Fields.
The variable is this, because we know they're going to start Andy Dalton for 2 or 3 games, right?
Yeah.
He has to come in week 4. If they don't bring him in week 4, they're not winning the division.
Okay.
And then it's the Packers. But if they get Fields in early and Matt Nagy gives Dalton his seniority respect and then moves him on, the Bears can win the division.
See, I actually think there's a possibility here. Again, the chalk is Green Bay Packers. Mm. If you had to put me on the spot to say which team you're going with, it would be the Green Bay Packers. Mm. But I want to mention the Minnesota Vikings here because, like the San Francisco 49ers, they're going to have a slightly easier schedule due to their poor finish last season. And this is, I think, the last year of Kirk Cousins' contract, the $100 million contract. This is the last year, so he's got something to prove. Plus, you've got now the second year of development with the combination of him to Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen accepting the secondary, wide receiver 2 position.
Right.
Dalvin Cook looked great last year, got through healthy, so I expect him to be very healthy and amped for this year. I think they have a chance to surprise in this division because they're being sort of slept on and because they're going to have a slightly easier schedule than at least Green Bay. Of course, Chicago's got an easy schedule.
They will, but my concern is on the defense. You know I love the defensive side, and I just feel like they punted it away towards the end of last season. They thought we're going to beat teams with our offense, and Kirk Cousins, he's not the guy you want in a track meet. Aaron Rodgers is the guy that can throw the ball. Kirk Cousins, he's not vaccinated, by the way, so that's another factor. He's a 2-week or 3-week layoff waiting to happen. But if Minnesota's down, I don't know if I want Cousins throwing me the victory, especially not on a Monday night.
Okay, that's fair. Again, for me, it's Green Bay Packers is the pick, but I'm just saying the Vikings have an outside chance.
Skull.
All right. Is that it? Is that all of them?
East.
No, East. We got the NFC East last.
He saves the worst till last.
Yeah, and this is probably the toughest division to pick when it comes right down to it, because really any of these teams can win because they're all so flawed. Right? It's just which one overcomes their flaws. So you got to look at the acquisitions in the offseason, who's coming back from injury, what's the schedule look like, who you going with?
I toed and froed on this one. So for me, it comes down to 2 teams because it's not New York Giants and it's definitely not the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you.
You don't believe in Jalen Hurts?
Absolutely. No, they're not there yet. I don't believe in the front office, honestly. It's Washington defense.
Ridiculous.
He will be MVP candidate. He'll be comeback of the year candidate. He'll be MVP candidate, and Dallas will win the division.
Yes.
Otherwise, Washington will win again.
Okay, I gotta mimic what he's saying. I feel the exact same way. If Dak comes back 100% playing to the ability, his maximum ability, which is what we saw in 2020 before he went down, then yeah, Dallas wins this division for sure. But if there's any hesitancy in his play, lack of mobility out of the pocket, then Washington takes it because that defensive group is good enough to win this division. That's just how it is. They're good enough to win the division. Mm-hmm. If they were in a different division, who knows? Yeah. But in this division, they're going to roll through some of these teams.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to roll them. And if Dak is hesitant, because I've seen this. I've seen quarterbacks come back from serious injury and they hold the ball half a second longer. That's a huge difference. Mm-hmm. They're worried about, they scramble too early. In some cases, they leave the pocket immediately because they they feel additional pressure. If any of that takes effect, you're going to see problems in Dallas, and we don't know yet. We don't know where that's going.
We don't.
So I'm going to go with Washington.
Okay. All right. Watch this space.
Yeah. Let us know who you're picking for each division, whether or not one of your favorite teams is going to win a division this year. If there's a team that we didn't mention at all that you think should be mentioned. And that being said, we got 3 more teams to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I've already said I think there's a good chance that we get 3 teams making the playoffs, including the division winner out of the
NFC West.
The West. Who else you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna co-sign that. I think it's gonna be the 3 wildcard teams. We're gonna get 2 from the NFC West for sure. I think the other one will come from the NFC North, so it will be, if it's not the Packers,
then Minnesota or Chicago.
Chicago, right? I don't think it comes from the South. As much as I like Atlanta to bounce back, I think they just miss out.
Yeah, I mean, a bounce back. What's a bounce back for Atlanta this point?
Atlanta's a bounce back for them is
9 wins.
Yeah, I think right plus 500. That's in the range of outcomes.
Yeah, 9 wins would be like a huge bounce back, but that might not. In a 17-win season, is probably not going to get you the wild card.
Might not be enough. No.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Hey, Atlanta fans, come at us.
We got you.